Hello, loves. It's Hills from the Blue Flame Apothecary. I hope that this eclipse wormhole is treating you okay so far. I know it's very intense, so powerful. Today is the 29th of October. Jupiter has moved into Pisces, retrograde back in. And tomorrow, Mars is finally going into retrograde motion. There is a piece that I really wanted to share about this Mars retrograde. There's some other stuff happening at the same time. At the exact moment when Mars goes retrograde, the moon is conjunct Medusa and Capricorn. They are making an exact square to Chiron. They're also making a trine to the North Node and a sextile to the South Node. This is bringing home the point of something that is already always very, very strong this time of year, and that is thin veils. We think of Halloween, All Hallows Eve, and Samhain and Dia de los Muertos. These are times when we can touch into the other side and access our ancestral lines, the ghosts, the other dimensions. These are times of profound healing as we connect in. Dia de los Muertos, you set up your shrine to your ancestors, to your loved ones who've passed over to the other side. You light a candle. What does that do? That shines light into their realm, into the realm, and connects you through that light. This is going to be a bit of a short update because I'm still traveling. You may notice I'm not in my normal space. But I really want to, it feels really important to highlight that this particular week, as we transit through these beautiful celebratory days of access to the hollows, access to the other side, that we can connect in also through our heart space to the patterns that we are carrying forward from those lines, and we can cut them if they need to be cut. We can allow that pattern to say, you know what? This does not serve. This is no longer necessary to be carried forward. I don't need to pass it down through my interactions with people in the world, through my children, if you have them. One way that this has been really loud for me is was thinking about my brother the other day. And he passed a few years ago. And before that, he was having a really hard time. He has a different father than me. And the father that he has was a tortured, wounded soul who tortured and wounded others. And my brother carried that with him. And he carried it forward. He felt very deeply that because his father was who his father was, that meant that he was also that thing. That he needed to carry that wound in his heart, and that he had to be a no good shit. And that he internalized that. I am a no good shit. And then his son, my nephew, said, look at who my grandfather was. Look at who my father was. What possibly could I be? I must also be a no good shit. And I would say to him, no. who they are does not have to be who you are. You can look at their lives and you can say, I see the pain that you were carrying, and I can stop that pain now. I can say, I don't need to carry that anymore. I can forgive, I can love, and I can say, oh, yeah, I can see where you got that and where you got that and where you got that. But it stops here. It stops now. It stops now. And Mars retrograde through Gemini, starting tomorrow, is this perfect template to go internal with your thoughts. Where, and connect with them. Where can you connect to the place, the stories that you're telling yourself about who you must be because of where you came from? And where can you cut those cords? In the Scorpio new moon, little short update that I did, I shared a link to the crystalline Faraday cage activation. I'm going to share that here as well. But there's also a meditation that came through back in July for the members portal, and I feel really called to share that with everyone here in the YouTube community. It is called Re-Enter the Void, and it works with a black obsidian mirror technology to help you look at and reflect back at yourself what you're thinking about who you are, so that you can kind of clear the pathways. So you can find ways to say, I don't need to carry that anymore. That wounding, for me, I spoke of my brother, but for me, part of that is I look at my parents, who my father was and who my mother is. They both are is. They're both still here. And they both hold a really strong wound of powerlessness. And I can see that I incarnated into this line because I hold a very strong resonance to empowerment. That is part of who I am. I'm a Chiron and Aries, and I am very Aries. I don't have an Aries sun, but my Aries is very strong in my chart, and I am templated to bring power back, to take my power back, and to help others take their power back too. And I can see that I came in through this line to help heal that wound of powerlessness. So maybe you can, through this black obsidian, through these thin veils, you can connect with your ancestors and light a candle and say, what is the wound that I am here to help heal down the line? This is a sextile to the south node with Medusa and the moon, so our unconscious abilities to empower, to Hecate is right across the way in Cancer to the moon and Medusa as Mars goes retrograde as well. And so it gives you a choice. Do I want to continue down a road of victimness, or do I want to find ways to hold my empowerment? And perhaps you can take those times when you have been victim and find the empowerment in them, the seed of empowerment that exists within those wounds. I could go on and on and on and on and on about this, because this Mars retrograde is so powerful. This time that we're in is so powerful and so transformative. I would love to hear from you how it's coming through for you. What's hitting and what's hurting even. I'll hold space in the comments if you want to share how you're moving through this wormhole. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Share the channel if that calls as well. You can come check out the members portal or a one-on-one session. Anything at blueflameapothecary.com. I'll put links to everything. More than anything, though, I just want to share and hold space as we all move through these transformations. Things are going to get louder and louder and louder, and we get to be building the new within and on top of all that's falling away. When I get back home after Halloween, I'll post a longer update just to kind of really start to bring all these frequencies together and to share with you kind of what we can expect through the rest of November. I almost said October. As we come towards the blood moon eclipse on the 8th, and there's so much happening. Until then, and in all ways, from all the dimensions, so much and many loves to you.